Hi there, everybody. It's Fred Thomas, and you are watching Rideable TV, the home of Frame and Wheel, 80 bikes, and all things bike. And today I'm going to talk about this Cycliq 12 CE bike camera. But before I do that, let me remind you that All Things Bike is a live stream talk show that explores the people, the organizations, and the gear that makes the cycling community roll. And so if you have written your memoirs about your bike trip around the world and you would like a platform to talk about it, we're standing by to do just that. All you have to do is reach out to me, and we will set you up with a call on the live stream channel and talk bikes. But enough of that. Let's talk about this Cycliq Fly 12 CE. Excuse me. It is a bike camera. I just obtained it recently, and I got it because I've seen so much bad behavior on the roads, and that I wanted to have some recourse in case the worst thing happens, and that's what this camera is for. It was enough of a problem somewhere that the company decided to make this technology commercialized. And not only did I think of the recourse for myself, but recourse for someone who I'm riding with, or maybe somebody who would benefit from having a camera at the site of an event like that. I also thought maybe it would be a good deterrent. Maybe if we keep on putting up those videos on the web of drivers cutting cutting bikes off, or opening doors, and throwing beer bottles and stuff like that. If all that stuff gets up on the web, maybe drivers will begin to think, well, hey, wait a minute, that video of me doing that is all over the web now, and I'm being trolled because my license plate got caught. And maybe that will reduce the behavior. I thought it might take a while for us to get to that point, but outside of that, these things are great. It captures a lot of the good stuff, and 95% of the drivers out there are driving very well. They're giving us 3 feet. They're waving. They're saying hello. They're helping us. You also capture the scenes. The morning and the evening. You don't have to get out your cell phone and try and capture the sunset or whatever it is. I've caught pictures of armadillos and other creatures, birds and whatnot. And so, it's good in that respect. It's also recorded a lot of the jackass moves that I've done, like roll through a stop sign, or sort of jump the gun on a stoplight. I found that pretty useful. It's helped me be a little bit more aware of my behavior. So anyway, let's talk about specs. Behold, it is weighs about 200 grams, 7 ounces, sort of like a rear derailleur. It's 8 by 3 by 6 centimeters. I had a Gordon Gekko moment. Remember the scene in Gordon Gekko? He's on the beach with his cell phone, which is about the size of a brick, an antenna, and he's got a suitcase with a battery. That's where we are in terms of its technological development. Hey, Chris, good to see you. That's great. If you guys got questions live, so just say something, and I will respond. Right now, it's hard for me to type, and I'll just go yes. You're welcome, Chris. There we go. It's the technology is great, and in 5 or 10 years time, we're going to have cameras in our head tubes and seat tubes. It will be standard. I'm thinking. Anyway, it retails for about $300. It includes a camera and a light all in one. The camera is wide-angle lens. It captures video at 1080 by 60 frames per second. It's got an image stabilization thing, so it smooths things out nicely. It comes with a 32 gig card, so it can capture the audio as well as the video, and it captures the video on a loop basis. So that means it records, and then once its sort of short-term memory is filled up, it just starts overriding everything it recorded. So with a 32 gig card, I found I can go about an hour and a half before it starts overwriting. So you can increase that and get a 64 gig card, and that becomes 3 hours. You know, that's the looping function. The light is 600 lumens. That's plenty bright. You can run it on a solid or a pulse or a flashing high, medium, low, or you can run it without the light, just the camera. So if it's, you know, a day, you know, all day long ride, you just run the camera. The battery charges quickly. The battery has good life. You know, the website says it can go for 7 hours. I have managed to make it go 4 hours. I haven't been riding a 7-hour ride in a while, but I did a 4-hour ride, and I just ran the camera, and I had a blinky light separate on the handlebars, and it covered 4 hours, no problem. If you're riding early in the morning, and you know you're an hour and a half in the dark, and then an hour and a half in the light, you know, that battery life might come down to about 3 hours. It's adequate. And you charge it up with a USB, and off you go. But the key feature of this thing is the ability to lock the video, you know, to lock portions of the overwriting, so that you can save it and prevent it from being overwritten. That's really at the essence of this device. And you know, that's done by this little thing called a Q button. So if you're riding along and someone pulls in front of you and throws a beer bottle at you and hurls expletives at you all at the same time, all you have to do is, you know, wave and say, smile at the camera, and then you press this button and it goes beep, and it captures everything, you know, 5 minutes before the moment and 5 minutes after, and it won't be overwritten. So you can keep going on your ride, and you don't have to worry about it disappearing. And you can do that a couple times in a single ride. You can capture more moments. At some point, you fill up. You know, every time you do that, you're saving those moments on the card. You're filling up the memory. You know, if you do that enough, eventually the ability to overwrite stops. So you got to take the stuff off the card and put it on your desktop and look at it that way. But that really is at the essence of this thing. And you know, they have this feature called the incident protection mode, and that is really that locking system coming in, or that locking feature activating the minute the camera tilts more than 30 degrees, which is a sort of a nice way of saying that you have fallen off your bike. It records the whatever 5 minutes before and the 5 minutes after, so that you can go back and get a video recording of what happened. So, you know, that's the essence. That's the feature that really, I think, is, you know, why people are getting these things. My experience so far has been very, very good. They have great customer support. I've used it once and it was very effective, and it was my problem, not their problem. I just couldn't understand what to do. Key thing is you get the app, download it onto your phone, and use the app to interact with the device, to change the settings, to check to make sure it's recording, all that kind of stuff. I also found that reading and really internalizing and studying the user manual, that's very helpful. That will save you a lot of time. And get the bundle. I bought the bundle, you know, during the Black Friday thing, and that is really gets you the front camera, the rear camera. There's a rubber casing that comes with a little tether, which is nice because if it pops off for some reason, it's not going to go bouncing down the road and get run over by a car. And you also get the mount, the dual mount, allows you to put the camera here and then the Garmin on top. That has been the one sort of technological gremlin that hasn't stumped me, but basically the Garmin, when you turn your Garmin device on, in my case it's a 130 plus, I turn that thing on, it automatically turns the light on and the camera, so it starts recording right away, and that's good. I can understand the convenience of that, but every time the Garmin gets charged up, every time you use the Garmin to upload a ride, beep, this thing turns on. So what can happen is you know, if you're not aware of it, you turn on your Garmin to charge it up or upload a ride, this thing turns on, it starts recording the wall or whatever, your desk, and overwrites everything that's been on there. And so you lose whatever you put up there. That's the only thing I've been, that I have to pay attention to. But I promise you, you work with this thing every day, it becomes second nature. So that's all I got. If you got any questions, you send it along to me. Thanks for watching.